Welcome back. Now it's time to sketch with paint the image of John Calvin onto the panel, and I've found the centre of the panel and I've put in major markings basing it on the pencil sketch that you can see in the distance there, and now with a big hog hair brush, which looks like, well, that is the hog hair brush. I have mixed some yellow ochre just with water and am sketching in the image in pretty much, well, exactly the same way as I did with the with a pencil and pad. I've made a few little changes, but now with a 3 brush, Kolinsky brush, I have now mixed the yellow ochre with egg tempera, that is egg yolk and white wine, which looks like that. And this is a little bit more permanent, easier to see. Smaller brush means I'm refining the image a bit more, and of course I'm not doing it this quickly. This is 4 times normal speed, and because I've already done this sketch a couple of times, it is going fairly quickly. I'm have got quite used to it, and so that's all been rehearsal for this moment. In the original sketch I wasn't so happy with the book and the proportion of one cover against the other, so I was just checking there that the size of the back cover is pretty much the same as the front cover. And in goes the hand. I had checked that the hand was 3/4 the size of the face. The other hand's a bit more tricky because it's kind of just sort of the end of the fingers and thumb, hopefully holding on to a page of the book. But if you'll remember, I said I would be taking this image, the book image, from one of the chosen models, and the rest of him from another model. So it's a bit of a compilation. Well, once the yellow with egg tempera is in, we'll then put a little bit of black pigment, it's Mars black, in with the yellow ochre, and that will make it obviously darker. It's sort of it makes it a sort of a greeny colour, and again just refining this a bit, thinking more in terms of shading now rather than of outlines. And for some of those, for the eyes, I was using quite a small 0 brush because it's very fine, but now I'm using the 3 again for this shading. I've also, for this part of the shading, I've put some more egg in so that it's more dilute. And as I really quite delighted in the original image I was working from the cover of a book that I've had for many years, he's got a nice sort of craggy face, so there's lots of shadow in this face. So I'm just conveniently holding that zero brush in exactly the wrong place. That's better. Change the angle of those the edges of the book a little, and this in order to make it look less as if he's holding it against his chest and more that it's sort of sitting out a bit. It works a bit, I think. It's not going to be all that important. Just reworking some of these shadows. This is still with the yellow ochre and Mars black. Now, while I'm still in the mood, I'll put in some of the darker shading. Now, most of what he's wearing is black, so golly, why put shading in? Well, we do. We'll see how this works. And this is quite a dilute Mars black mixture, so you can still see the white coming through underneath it. But I'm going to be blocking this in later on, not in this session, but be blocking in the black garments not with Mars black. I'm going to do something a little bit different and more interesting, I hope, than just plain black pigment. But there's not only this black garment, it has this rather lush fur collar, and so for the shading in the fur collar and cuffs, I'm using a dilute mixture of burnt umber. So there he is, all sketched onto the panel, ready in the next session to have the face and hands worked on. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.